Alright, this is a big one because I've been playing this game for almost 7 years now and I've never seen anything like this in Call of the Wild. It's basically like we have all the people on the left and all the people on the right, and we're trying to get into the middle, but unfortunately the right doesn't want to give and the left doesn't want to give. So it's just like a constant battle between both sides, and the battle has to do with the grinders versus the people who want to just play casually, as in hunt realistic style like myself. But the problem is, it's not even about the casual hunters versus the grinders right now. What it is about though is supposedly a lot of the people are thinking that the people that are on the casual side are saying that grinding shouldn't be a thing. But here's the thing, I'm actually on the casual side. I totally have nothing to do, like I'm not against grinding at all. You can grind all you want, but what I'm saying is I want it to be equal for us as a casual hunter to have the same opportunity to get a super cool rare or a great one as a grinder. That's what I'm trying to do, is make everything equal. Well, the problem is with this new update, now apparently the grinders are thinking that the casual hunters have it made, because now the respawns are completely different. You have to wait at least 30 minutes real life before the animals will respawn, and you also have to make sure you close out the game. No, not even that. You can't even close out the game anymore. You literally have to hunt for another 30 minutes for the animals to come back, or at least it's something like that. I don't know, it's some kind of ridiculous thing. But anyways, so as far as the new update, the new map, which is Sundarpatan Nepal, it's the only map that we could actually hunt for the great one without grinding to get one. But by that coming out like that, they're saying that, well, now casual hunters have an advantage because we can just go out there and, you know, take our time to hunt whatever we want, versus going out there, setting up a couple of tents and just grinding and just taking down every single animal until you get the right one that you really want, which is going to eventually essentially give you a great one. So we're kind of in this double-sided argument here, where it doesn't really have anything to do with the players. It's more so about the developers of the game. You see, if they would make great ones easier for, it wouldn't even have to be easier for everybody. They could just leave the game the same way, how it is right now, but make great ones more feasible for someone who's going to play casually, as in make it more about luck versus putting a ton of time and grinding into the game, because not everyone just wants to sit there and repeatedly take down multiple animals of the same exact species to try and get a great one. Like, that's just not that fun to a lot of people. Now, some people it is fun, some people it's not, but I want to make it fun for all sides so we can all enjoy hunting just like you do in real life. You got the rifle hunters and you got the bow hunters. Guess what? We're both best friends. Rifle hunters acknowledge bow hunters because we have the patience to wait for the animal to get close enough, draw back, not spook them, and take a perfect shot. Bow hunters acknowledge rifle hunters because they can see extremely far and they can hold a precise bead in order to not flinch at all at super long distances. And that is exquisite. We're the same. We understand each other. It's not like a bow hunter can't hunt with a rifle, so a lot of times bow hunters do hunt with rifles. So the point is, we all can hunt the way that we want in real life, and it's very similar, and that's how it should be in the game. Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm trying to say is a rifle hunter could basically have the same amount of chance at getting a huge 13-point non-typical whitetail buck, the same as a bow hunter could get a 13-point non-typical whitetail buck. Boom, that's it, done, right there. Put the exact same amount of effort, the same amount of time, and the same amount of dedication into hunting, and they both have the exact same odds to get that trophy animal. That's all it takes. That's all I had to say right there. Well, what's so hard about that? When we started this community, I think it was about 6 years ago, everybody understood the fact that we all wanted to come here and have fun. We all wanted to come out here, have a good time. We played tons of multiplayer on the Hunter Classic. We were always doing deer hunts. We were doing tree stand hunts. We actually even had setups on my map where we would just go out particularly for non-typical whitetails. We literally covered the entire map with tree stands, and I had everybody come out there and try and get one. We all supported each other, no matter if you shot it with a rifle or a bow, it didn't make a difference. We all joined in as one. And then Call of the Wild became a thing. And ever since then, this whole separation happened between all the casual hunters and all the grinders. And what's interesting to me is a lot of the grinders right now are saying that casual hunting is the same thing as run and gun. But to me, it's far different. Casual hunting is what I would consider I do, because how do you consider run and gun when you're stalking animals, you're scouting them, setting them up, setting stands up exactly like you would in real life, versus running around just shooting everything with a rifle and then going from tent to tent to tent? I feel like that's run and gun. I don't know where grinding and run and gun kind of separated, but to me it's the exact same thing. Run and gun is grinding, not casual hunting. Casual hunting and run and gun is completely different. So we'll have to make sure that we understand that. Yeah, there are plenty of people that run and gun, but I feel like a lot of those people also grind. So it's the same difference. Now, I'm not really sure what we can do about this, but I know there's a big uproar in the community right now, and a lot of it has to do with the new update, as I said before. But another thing is, it doesn't have to do with what you think. It actually has to do with, what is it? Oh, there's a spook distance radius that just got decreased. I'm pretty sure now, when you fast travel to a tent, the animals will spook instantly, versus before, they wouldn't spook if they were less than like 150 yards. So now I think if they're, let's just say, around 150 to 200 yards away, they'll actually spook and they'll be gone. Versus before, they wouldn't. I don't really know how that affects people. I guess it affects the grinders, so that does make sense, to tell you the truth. Well, honestly, I think a good thing that would overcome that would be just set your tents up further than 200 yards away from your need zones and you should be fine, right? Or 200 yards away from your drink zones. Because if you're closer than that, it's going to spook. And I think that's a pretty simple solution for that. But yeah, I think probably the best solution to this would be eventually if the developers would listen to us and understand that we all want to be able to have the same opportunity to be able to hunt in a game that we all love. But until people start actually listening to each other's sides, nothing's really going to change. So we need to be able to get together as one and then voice our opinion all together to whoever creates the game. Then they'll most likely take our insight. Because they usually do. I mean, they've been here for so long now, they always have our back. Eventually. Sometimes it takes a little while, but eventually they will have our back. And I also think what's happening is a lot of these grinders are pushing out the casual hunters, as in there's way more grinders than casual hunters, and the casual hunters are not getting appreciated for the time and effort that they put in to try and get a cool animal. What's happening is all the grinders are getting rewarded, and it's kind of just leaving the casual hunters out in the dark. I happen to be one of the casual hunters, and I can attest that the grinders have a way bigger advantage than the casual hunters. Because I've been consistently hunting, trying to get great ones without grinding. I haven't gotten any. I got one whitetail great one by grinding when the great ones first came out. I realized I don't want to ever grind again. But I really wanted to get just one. And now that there's multiple great ones, and I know that the only way to possibly get one is to grind. it's just absolutely shocking to me. And so dissatisfying. So I guess I kind of can understand what the grinders are saying about the casual hunters having an advantage. And that being, for them, they don't have the same opportunity that they did before to get a great one on the new map. But what they don't understand is the casual hunters, nothing changed for us. We don't have a better advantage now that this new update kicked in. It's just exactly the same, which it wasn't good before. So it's not like we gained anything from it. Now, I actually understand why grinding is becoming so popular here in Call of the Wild and in many games, to be quite honest. I'm literally seeing it in the comments on these Discord chats here about how people only grind because they get bored from casually hunting, and if their mind isn't constantly stimulated, then they decide to play a different game. Well, I think that has a lot to do with the whole TikTok mind, as in you can only watch 5 or 10 seconds of something, and if you're not super intrigued the whole time, if your brain isn't constantly engaged, then you get bored and you got to do something else. But I do think that has to do with TikTok and the fact that everyone's attention span is so short nowadays. Not everyone, but a lot of people who are deciding to become grinders now. Whereas hunting in general has always been around, and it's always been about patience. So I'm kind of finding it hard to understand how you can go all the way from one extreme way to the other side as far as extremeness, which is complete opposite. We need to get somewhere more in the middle. But yeah, that's what I think it has to do with. So I think maybe cut back a little bit on the TikTok videos, and many people can enjoy the good sport of, you know, the great outdoors, which has to do with patience, relaxing, listening to the wildlife, and appreciating, you know, being out there in the wild, looking up and saying thanks, being very fortunate that you're alive. That's, to me, what hunting's all about. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'd really like to have a nice civil discussion. And the thing is, what's important is we all realize that we're all human and we're all in the same hobby together. So whether it's a hobby, a passion, what you do for a living, we all can unite as one.